What it do, YouTube/Patreon/bit shoot. Today's video, I'm gonna chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, we're gonna be reading a few paragraphs out of the book Behold a Pale Horse. And yes, I am still on chapter 1, but I just want to give you guys a quick segment, a quick brain blast, Jimmy Neutron, just something to think about. Okay, so let's get started. And this is about just analyzing people in general, like buying habits and things of that nature, just keeping track of people, right? So it's like a lot of these things that I'm going to read to you, like, 'cause this book was made in the 90s. So a lot of this stuff was already happening in the 50s, in the 40s, and that same stuff that they're doing, keeping surveillance and keeping tabs on people, is still going on in this modern era. They just found better ways of doing it. So let's get started. Short list of inputs. Questions to be answered. Number 1, what? Number 2, when? Number 3, where? Number 4, how? Number 5, why? Number 6, who? General sources of information. So this is how they keep tabs on people, and this is how they find out information about you. General sources of information. Number 1, telephone taps. Number 2, surveillance. Number 3, analysts of garbage. Number 4, behavior of children in school. Standard of living by. Number 1, food. Number 2, clothing. Number 3, shelter. Number 4, transportation. So basically, William Cooper is telling you these are the things that these individuals, aka the government, aka the corrupt reptilians in power, have set up for us to be basically entangled with on an everyday basis. Because if you know anything about ancestry and our ancestors, I'm of Native American descent, which goes back to Hebrew Israelite descent, blah, 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 blah. Then you know that we didn't really have those standards. Like, we knew we needed food and things of that nature, but our people shared amongst each other, amongst other tribes. And, we created clothing out of things that we, killed and stuff like that. But we killed it in a respectful way. And everything from that animal was used. Nothing was wasted. You know what I mean? But it's a different thing because they created standards of living, things that people need to do or they feel like they need to do, because that's what they created in this society. Now let's go ahead. Standard of living by. Number 1, food. Number 2, clothing. Number 3, shelter. Number 4, transportation. Those 4 things is what you need in your everyday life because this is what they created for us, right? Social context. Number 1, telephone. Itemized record of calls. Number 2, family, marriage certificates, birth certificates, etc. Number 3, friends, associates, etc. Number 4, memberships in organizations. Number 5, political affiliation. The personal paper trail. The personal buying habits, i.e. personal consumer preferences. So basically, like I said, they keep tabs on people and they listening through the technology. So that's how you know when you're talking about something like, hey, I want to get this new phone, or hey, I want to get that new cupcake, or hey, I want that new Alexa or whatever. And then it just pops up on your the side of your laptop, on the side of your screen. It's because they listening to you, or they already got your buying habits because they just monitor what you buy. And a lot of these companies and a lot of these websites that you go to, they sell your buying habits to other companies so they can know how to get you to consume their products. So let's move forward. The personal paper trail. The personal paper trail. Personal buying habits, i.e. personal consumer preferences. Number 1, checking accounts. Number 2, credit card purchases. Number 3, tagged credit card purchases. The credit card purchase of products bearing the UPC, Universal Product Code. Assets, checking accounts. Number 1, checking accounts. Number 2, saving accounts. Number 3, real estate. Number 4, businesses. Number 5, automobile, etc. Number 6, safety deposit at bank. Number 7, stock market. Liabilities, creditors, enemies. C, legal. Number 3, loans. Number 4, consumer credit. Government sources, parentheses, ploys. Number 1, welfare. Number 2, social security. Number 3, USDA surplus food, government cheese. Number 4, doles. Number 5, grants. Number 6, subsidies. Principle of the ploy. The citizen will almost always make the collection of information easy if he can operate the free sandwich principle of eat now and pay later. That's deep. So basically what they saying, basically what William Cooper is trying to tell us is that they can always keep tabs on you if you do that. And I'm going to reread that again. Principle of this ploy. The citizen will almost always make the collection of information easy if he can operate on the free sandwich principle of eat now and pay later. Government sources via intimidation. Number 1, Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Number 2, OSHA. Number 3, census. Number 4, etc. Other government sources, surveillance of U.S. mail, habit patterns, programming, strengths and weaknesses. Number 1, activities, parentheses, sports, hobbies, etc. Number 2, C, legal, fear, anger, etc., crime record. Number 3, hospital records, parentheses, drug sensitivities, reaction to pain, etc. Number 4, psychiatric records, parentheses, fears, angers, disgust, adaptability, hold on, adaptability, there we go, reactions to stimuli, violence, suggestibility, or hypnosis, pain, pleasure, love, and sex. That's the psychiatric records. Methods of coping of adaptability behavior. Number 1, consumption of alcohol. Number 2, consumption of drugs. Number 3, entertainment. Number 4, religious factors influencing behavior. Number 5, other methods of escaping from reality. Payment modes. Operanda, MO. What's your MO? Modus operandi. Pay on time, etc. Number 1, payment of telephone bills. Number 2, energy purchases, parentheses, electric, gas. Number 3, water purchases. Number 4, repayment of loans. Number 5, house payments. Number 6, automobile payments. Number 7, payments of credit cards. Political sensitivity. Number 1, beliefs. Number 2, contacts. Number 3, position. Number 4, strengths / weaknesses. Number 5, projects / activities. Legal inputs, behavioral control, excuses for investigation, search, arrest, or employment of force to modify behavior. Number 1, court records. Number 2, police records, NCIC. Number 3, driving record. Number 4, reports made to police. Number 5, insurance information. Number 6, anti-establishment acquaintances, national input information, business sources via IRS. Number 1, price of commodities. Number 2, sales. Number 3, investments in A, stock / inventory. B, production tools and machinery. C, buildings and improvements. D, the stock market. Banks and credit bureaus. Number one, credit information. Number two, payment information. Miscellaneous sources. Number one, polls and surveys. Number two, publications. Number three, telephone records. Number four, energy and utility purchases. Short list of outputs. Outputs create controlled situations, manipulation of the economy, hence society, control of compensation and income. Sequence. Number one, allocates opportunities. Number two, destroys opportunities. Number three, controls the economic environment. Number four, controls availability of raw materials. Five, controls capital. Six, controls bank rates. Seven, controls the inflation of the currency. Eight, controls the possession of property. Number nine, controls the industrial capacity. Number 10, controls manufacturing. 11, controls the availability of goods, parentheses, commodities. Number 12, controls the prices of commodities. Number 13, controls services, the labor force, etc. 14, controls payments to government officials. 15, controls the legal functions. 16, controls the personal data files. Uncontrollable by the party slandered. 17, controls advertisement. 18, controls media contact. 19, controls material available for TV viewing. 20, disengages attention for real issues. Wake the Damn Up, part 2 coming soon.